All right, we're back, children. Few things have changed. Some of those measurements I made in the last video on the receiver, I was making them on a receiver that didn't have a stepped bore in it, and that smaller bore is about, well, I don't know if I can do this on camera here. Let's see. Show you kids. Here we go. And it's about 635. Okay. And this dimension here, it is, look at that, 632.3. That's about perfect. So I then decided that I didn't need the bushing that I doled 2 drills making, and so I thought, well, it's time to chuck the barrel up and dial it in and start cutting. Well, then I realized that the barrel, which I thought didn't have any taper to it, actually has quite a bit of taper. Down here, I thought it was straight, and this is like about 3/4 of an inch. And, well, where's it at? 800? About 800. And back up here, we've got 940. And the spindle bore on this lathe will only accept 850. And the spindle bore is the diameter of the hole that goes all the way through. So now, as you can see, this changes things, kids. So what we have to, look at this ammo I bought. Look at that. So this changes things. This changes things a lot. So what this means, let's move this deadly weapon to the side. I left the cap off my marker. God darn it. Amateur mistake. Well, what this means is that barrel is not going in that lathe, and I'm not getting another lathe. So, yes, we're talking doing this by hand, kids. So, how much fun can this be? Then the more astute among you would realize that this shank isn't long enough. Well, there's a way we can take care of this too. It's called a file. And what you do, you file 2 sides that are parallel to each other, and you measure them, so that you're taking the same amount off each side, and then you square it up the other way, file off the other side, so you got a square, and then you file the points off, and you see where this is going. Eventually you get round. I have done this before. It does work. It's just painfully slow. So, anyway, kids, that's where we're at. I'll see if I can. I'm just going to start cutting this chamber, because if I can't do that, then the rest of it's pointless. So I think I might try to stick this in the lathe part way just to hold on to it. Hang on. So that's about all further I can stick it in the. You can see the problem here. Yeah. So this is just going to act as an expensive vise. Yep. All right. So stand by. Okay, kids. You can see there's some chips there. We're gonna, hang on. See? It'll work. It's just going to take a long time. See, look at that, kids. See, look at that. It's already... See how much it's cut? Look at that. Awesome. So we'll clean those chips off with our... Of course, I'm not going to film every time I do this, but you get the idea. I'll demonstrate one more cut here. Well, I wish some camera company would donate some equipment. Okay, so there we go. Chips are off. So you take cutting oil and put some of that on there. Generous amounts. Ease that thing on in there. And then you just start turning. That's right. That's right, kids. That's what it's all about. So, I cannot film this whole thing. But, in the meantime, I will leave you with a thought. And it's something I stole from another famous YouTuber. You piss with the cock you got. There you go. Look at that, kids. Starting to cut the rim. Wait, how does that look in there? Looks kinda rough. Okay, kids. We're getting close here. Look at this. I got this thing. Got me a 22 Magnum in there. See that? I'm going to do that. Actually, hang on. Doing this one-handed is a bunch of bull. You guys need to get me some better stuff. It's about how far I got to go to hit flush. So, that's going to be about 2 or 3 turns by hand. It's not much. Here. Let's get this out of here. If I can. There we go. Sorry for that. Oh, pushed it back in. There we go. 22 Magnum. Alright, hang on. Well, I gotta clean that off. Hang on. Okay, kids. Near as I can reckon, that is flush. Let's get a good peep at her here. Not sure about the rim support where those extractor grooves are. Well, that's where we're at for now. More to follow.